This is GTV. It's WA for dinner. Monster Strike. Haven't heard of it? I'm not too surprised. It's one of those phenomena that's huge in Japan and non-existent everywhere else. Now usually I deal with topics from way back when, but from time to time, I dip into the present to shine some light on things of great import. That is to say, important things that you might want to import. Monster Strike hit the scene in Japan in 2013, first as an iPhone game developed by Mixi, which is kind of like the Japanese MySpace, except that Mixi is actually over 20 years old and still doing well. Unlike, wait, what were they called again? The game is basically a version of Puzzles and Dragons, with strains of Pokemon and Metal Walker thrown in for good measure. I'm not really the iPhone gamer type, but it is pretty fun. Tap away, leveling up, collecting monsters, and evolving them. There was a version released for the Nintendo 3DS in 2015, which is probably a better way to play it if you don't live in Japan, what with the trouble of accessing different regions in the App Store. Monster Strike may look like a by-the-numbers game on the surface, but it is a massive hit in Japan, where it brings in more money annually than Pokemon Go. Seriously! There was an English version of the game released in America sometime in 2014, but having left the old country, I'm not too sure about it. But I can tell you that the game was decommissioned a few years ago. It just didn't catch on. I can't understand why. We all know why anyone even bothers with this game.
Big breastises? That's it.
Well, I guess they just don't let you have an iPhone in prison. Or in 1990. But I want to pivot to the expansion of the Monster Strike universe, which includes the regular anime series and the movie. These gave the characters from the game some personality, and the plots were pretty engaging and exciting. In June 2018, the third series of anime shorts debuted on YouTube. They're also on a few UHF stations in Japan, so I've heard. Yep, Saturdays at 7, I drop everything to get my 13-minute fix of Monster Strike. Despite starting over a year ago, as of June 29, 2019, the story hasn't finished, and I have a feeling the show will probably go on forever. At least it feels like it. I recommend go watching a few. They have subtitles in English, Japanese, and other languages. The main story arc revolves around Lucifer, the fallen angel, who is part of a guardian force in heaven, who gets too close to the truth in a plot to overthrow the Almighty. Her comrades, Uriel, Mikael, Gabriel, and Raphael, are forced by order to seek Lucifer out and arrest her for treason. Though, they get caught up in things and realize Lucifer may not have turned to evil after all. In a separate but concurrently running story, there's Arthur, Monarch of Britannia. She has to fight off an invasion of her kingdom from an outside force who has blocked the sun. A third story, which also plays into the overall arc, is Solomon. She, along with her rival, Levi, must pass a series of tests to see which one will inherit the throne of Lycio. But they must fight together first to defend the small city-state from an insurrection. And then there's Pandora. This was thrown in just to tick people off, but I loved it. It was so awfully bad, it was funny. At some point, these plots are all going to converge and unveil the complete arc, but it seems like it's just taking forever. I just want this thing to end so I can move on with my life. And I won't go any further as to not spoil anything, but I thought the series was going to come to an end when I started seeing these Monster Strike limited edition items pop up in stores in Japan. You might think it's crazy, but these were really hard to find. People, well, just guys actually, I mean, come on, scooped up as many as they could in an effort to find one of each character cup. I was lucky enough to find them all, and it sure took a while. So let's open these up, eat them, and talk about the little slice of life, limited time only fun that only Japan can deliver. And I think I've used up all my fair use credits as it is. Oh, I still have a little more? Okay, well, let's go to the studio and eat this. But first...
How, big are Jane's breastises? Gigantor.
この番組はご覧のスポンサーの提供でお送りします。
So let's talk about the snacks I found and show them to you. They're pretty interesting. I found 5 which are based off of the main characters from Monster Strike, and we have them right here. And we have Raphael, Uriel, Lucifer, she's kind of the main character, Gabrielle, and Michael. And these are the guardian angels in heaven. This is called a Jagariko, which is like a potato stick. It's kind of like potato sticks that you might eat in the US. It's not potato chips, but it is pretty good. It's very deep fried. It's probably not very healthy. The emphasis is on the letter L, and that's because it's a larger size cup than usual. They're a little bit smaller, and these are bigger than the standard size. But also, it's kind of cute because all of the characters' names have the letter L in them. Uriel, Gabrielle, Michael, Raphael, and then Lucifer starts with an L, right? They call her Lucy in the show sometimes. But there's one more thing about that, and that this is an, how can I say, gently, it is an L cup. And maybe there's something that you don't know about Japan, and that is that the size of
Big breasts
in Japan don't stop at D. So we've got L cups. So each cup comes with a different flavor. Lucifer is Tarako cheese, which is kind of like a spicy cheese flavor. Uriel is meat flavored. Raphael is butter potato. And then we have salad flavor. Let's open up one of these. I am preferential to salad flavor. We're going to open up Gabrielle. So I'm going to show you a pretty cool trick that you can do with Jagariko. And I'm a college teacher. I learned this from college kids because it's a quick way to make a pretty good snack. Now these are pretty good on their own, but there's something else you can do. So basically what you do is you take some hot water and you pour it in here, some boiling water, and you mash it down, it becomes soft. It takes a few minutes, but then it starts to break up, mash up, get soft. Mix it up. Then you take string cheese and you put it in here. Then close the lid and leave it for about 3 minutes. And when you're done, you wind up with cheesy au gratin mashed potatoes. Pretty cool idea. This works with any kind of Jagariko, and it's pretty inventive. I like it, and it doesn't taste bad. So with all these different flavors, you can make all kinds of different mashed potatoes, or just eat them as a stick like they're supposed to be. And don't forget to check out Monster Strike when you can. It's a pretty good show.
Birds flying over a woman with big breasts.